Hello and welcome to another Bushwhacker review. Today we are going to be taking a look at NASCAR Authentics Wave 2 for 2018. Pretty solid wave. A wave that was almost a little bit hard to find just because a lot of places overstock Wave 1, but that happens with most diecast and figure and everything lines, so why don't we just hop right into the video? The packaging didn't change at all, so no reason to go there. And why don't we start with Ryan Newman's Granger Chevy Camaro for RCR. Pretty much the same paint scheme as last year he won Phoenix with. Pretty solid car, just a nice bright red car with some black border on the bottom, little bit of a design. Pretty smooth looking car. It almost has an old-fashioned look to it. This is definitely a better choice to put in Authentic since, back in Wave 1 they already gave us Ryan Newman's Caterpillar car again for some reason. But this would have been a better choice from the get-go, because this is at least different. I don't think we got this last year in the Authentics line, unless I'm forgetting it. But another Chevy Camaro, which really have not been doing so well this year so far. The Camaros have kind of been a little bit behind. I mean, Ganassi with Larson has been decent. Chase Elliott's shown some speed. Hendrick's kind of been on and off. But in general, it seems like, they haven't really figured out the overall aerodynamics and feel of the Chevy Camaro yet. I'm sure they will sooner or later. Next up, we've got another Chevy Camaro. We've got Austin Dillon's Dow Chemicals Chevrolet Camaro for RCR. The Daytona 500 winning car. Well, Daytona 500 winning by kind of punting Eric Emerald out of the way. But Daytona 500 winner nonetheless. And Lionel did kind of screw this diecast up. The red fade is terribly wrong. It's got this huge black shade outline of the 3. No. I don't know how they screwed this up this badly. Even the original renders that RCR put up didn't show the shade around the 3. It was even wrong on the Daytona 500 prototype, but apparently they're going to fix it. So I don't know if this is just Lionel, again, for some reason not knowing how to do fades and gradients. It's not really a bad paint scheme. Honestly, the Dow car's really never done anything for me. They've always just been kind of generic looking. This one especially looks weird because it's can't put a black number 3 on the track, so why don't we just shove a white roof on it for some reason? Because that makes totally a difference. The white roof looks stupid, does not go with the car at all, but can't put a black with the white number 3. Which at this point they should just give up on already. Who cares? But I don't know. It's kind of stupid that they're not running a black number 3 because that's kind of screwing up. It would be nice to see just a black number 3 for Darlington or something. But apparently it's Dale's mother or something doesn't want to see a black number 3 back on the track or something. I don't know. But decent enough paint scheme, but really not my cup of tea. Next up, we've got Brad Keselowski's Discount Tire Ford. I have reviewed the 1/24 scale of this car if you want to see a more detailed review of it. Not a bad paint scheme at all. It was really nice to kind of see this car move up to Cup. You see this car is pretty flawed. So you got a bunch of chips on the A-post. You got some chips, messed up stuff on the front of the headlight there. Back here doesn't look about right. The white's kind of shoving up on the side of the quarter panel. Quarter panel's chipped back there. Good work, Lionel. Just flawless work. So it always looks funny in the 164 of this car because, Miller Lite goes right there on the real car, so you just have a big, huge blank spot behind the number on the diecast. This is definitely a much better choice than the Worth car they gave us in Wave 1. I think I said back in the Wave 1 video, I was like, why don't you give us the Discount Tire car? That would have been so much better. But, oh well. Next up, we've got Paul Menard's Motorcraft Quick Lane Ward Brothers machine. This car is basically the same again, but you know what? It is the iconic classic Wood Brothers colors. They can give us this every year, and I will buy it. I kind of hope they do give us the Menards 21. They're giving us Blaney's in Wave 3, but I do kind of want the set of them. So, Lionel, please release this car in the Authentics line. But, not a bad car. It's got very giant numbers. They are still metallic gold, but for some reason these numbers are just really big compared to what they usually put on the diecast. So you got some more amazing flaws up there. But, whatever. Perfect release, perfect iconic car. Can never go wrong with the Wood Brothers colors. Next up we've got William Byron's Axalta Camaro for Hendrick Motorsports. I have reviewed the 1/24 scale of this one also, so you can take a look at that video if you want a more detailed video. Definitely a very nice car. The metallic blue with the red and everything just looks for a very cool car. Yeah, this one is inaccurate. You see it has red around the outline. I think I pointed out in the 124 review, but I've been told this is the wrong version. They updated it for the 124, but this one was already in production. Kind of like those little Justice League cars. Got some chips at the back of the spoiler right there, too. Very nice paint scheme. This will probably be a popular one. Next up, we've got Jimmy Johnson's Lowe's for Pros Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. And man, do I not like this car at all. I thought this was going to be like a special Daytona 500 car or something, and then they just kept it forever. Not sure why that was. But, black with metallic silver with the white, with a design that makes 0 sense. It curves down, then curves up, and then just abruptly stops, and then comes back and curves back in. And no, I do not like this car at all. And it's even more annoying. This is his primary now. His final year with Lowe's, and this is what we get. You can tell they just stopped caring now they're leaving. Like, I didn't even think he was going to run a patriotic car. I was kind of surprised when he ran a patriotic car. Get some white on the back for some reason. I did like there was also, when they first revealed this, there was a render on Hendrick Motorsports that said Camaro across the side skirt. Just, like, ghosted on Camaro letters, and everyone freaked out about it. Still has the A-post, too. Have to shove the metallic silver on the A-post. Just terrible car all around. I know some Johnson fans for some reason want to like it, but I don't know if that's just bias or what, because that car just looks terrible. Next up, we've got Kyle Busch's Eminem's Toyota. The kind of mythical yellow car at this point. They seem to be really against running this car. They ran at the beginning last year, then did the Carmel car our year, then ran this to the Daytona 500 this year, and have run the Carmel car everywhere else. Or, well, they've run, like, the Vote car, the Carmel car, the red, white, and blue car, but this car is in 2018, as of recording this video, has not run since the Daytona 500, or Speed Weeks in general. That was the only time it ran. So it's not even his primary. His Carmel would probably be the primary at this point again. Like, I'm glad they at least ran it once, so this didn't become a never was car, but run this yellow car a few more times. I like the Carmel car, but it's kind of getting a little tiresome at this point. So I'd like to see this yellow car back a few more times. But whatever. Next up, we've got Kyle Busch's Carmel All-Star win. A very strange choice this late into the game. Like, it's cool to finally get a Carmel car in Authentics, but it's like, why are they releasing the All-Star win from May just now? Shouldn't this have been out, like, months ago by now? Or maybe even, like, one of the last few waves of last year? And this is one of those, was this really worth a 164? It's like, it's good to get the Carmel car, but it's pretty just clean. I mean, you can see a few little marks and stuff. There's even like a wrap error right there. But just kind of a mildly dirty car, which I don't really think translates too well into 164 scale diecast. These are the kind of cars that are fine as 124s if you really want them, or especially because it's the paint scheme at that point. But as a 164, this is just kind of a waste of a spot. You might as well just do the clean version of this car in this line. I mean, there's a little bit of damage and stuff. You definitely look at the car, you can see some details and stuff, but like I said, just kind of plain for 164. But cool to get the Carmel car. And last but not least, we've got Kevin Harvick's Humper Pizza Xfinity Series car. Some more incredible Lionel quality control right there. This car is a DNP in the 164 scale, if I'm not mistaken, so get another DNP car. It's just a weird partnership. They partnership with like Biaggi Den Besties, or however you say that team name, and I really hate the new number font. It's like it tried to be Stewart Haas Racing font, but that 9 and that 8 do not look like they go together or the same font at all. It looks better on track than they did in these original reveals, but it still just does not look very good. The 9 looks more blocky, the 8 is more rounded. I do not like that at all. It does have the correct spoiler for a Ford. That's nice. This is also inaccurate because if you remember, they actually did change the Mustang to kind of update to the new Mustang. They changed the lights and the fog lights and all that stuff this year. I think this is the only diecast coming out with the incorrect lights, because this one was already in production long before they announced the change. Or they didn't even announce the change. It just kind of showed up at Daytona and like, oh hey look, new Mustang lights. Not a bad paint scheme. It's kind of simplistic, but it kind of works well with Humper Pizza. So that's that. Now, like I said, one more part of business is right here. I know somebody's going to ask about these. You see, for Walmart's, they got a special Daytona 500 wave. This is kind of similar to what happened last year. If you remember kind of early last year, if you went to your Walmart's right around the Daytona 500, they had this like side kicker thing, little display thing that had both cars from Wave 1 and Wave 2 that were the primary 2017 cars. It was kind of a cool idea. So I guess they had that same idea this year, except it failed, because this was like 3 or 4 weeks after the Daytona 500. People just started finding these at Walmart. because it is the same thing. It's cars from Wave 1 and Wave 2, just put together with a special box this time. You get a special trading card. It doesn't actually tell you all the stuff on the back. It's just all copyright on the back, but it's just the primary cars from 2018 that are in Wave 1 and Wave 2 put together. There are 2 different cards you see. This one has a kind of chrome foil card, where this one just has a like magnet trading card thing. So that's that. But no, I'm not going to do a video on this whole wave. That's why I'm pointing it out now, because like I said, it is just the primary cars from Wave 1 and Wave 2. There's really no reason to do a video on this. You can see all the cars between the Wave 1 and this video. But it's worth pointing out that as a thing. You can probably still find some of these at your local Walmarts. But no, they're not anything special, just the packaging. So unless you're a packaging collector, these really don't mean anything. There's also one other kind of exclusive wave that's kind of been slowly coming out now, and that is this. Dale Jr.'s Wave 88. It was initially supposed to be like a Walmart exclusive wave, but then it started showing up at like Myers, which we don't have up here, so I never saw it. And they finally started showing up at Walmart's, but without the display. I never even found the whole wave. This is actually the only one I found. I saw this, and then the primary Axalta, primary Nationwide. I think, like, I don't even remember what the other one was. Maybe it's Throwback. But this was the only car that's really overly worth getting. You see, this is actually a NASCAR Authentics exclusive, and they actually point out that it's a NASCAR Authentics exclusive. I wonder if that's going to stay for other cars. Like, there's other DNP cars that are technically exclusive to this line, but is that one just going to get... Is this because it's Junior, it's the only one that's going to get a special sticker? But, I don't know. You can see on the back, there's the entire Wave 88. Said really nothing too special. This is the only really exclusive one. That one might be nice, or would have been nice to get, because it actually is the on the correct mold. It's like on the good mold, where when they first revealed that diecast or released that diecast back in 2014, it was on the WLS crappy mold. So that's something. It also has that weird 25th anniversary or 25th win or whatever that was car for some reason. But pointing that out because I'm not doing a video on that either. But this was an exclusive Appreciation 88 Tour car. They also did make it in the Authentics line in 124. So really, it's not a bad wave. This is definitely a more solid wave than Wave 1. I really can't be sad or mad with any of these choices, where Wave 1, I was like, they gave us the Mobile 1 car again for some reason, and they gave us Kozlowski's Worth car for some reason, but these ones are all good choices. This wave is a little bit stacked. You know, you got 2 Kyle Busch Eminem's cars, you got 2 RCR cars. Like, do we really need a Ryan Newman car in Wave 1 and Wave 2? But, I don't know. Definitely not a bad wave. Wave 3 looks like a huge improvement, though. I'm really excited to get Wave 3. I found a couple of those cars so far, but until I find the whole wave, you're not going to see a video on it. But this is definitely not a bad wave. Definitely stronger than Wave 1. But anyways, I think that's pretty much all there's to say. This has been a review of 2018 Wave 2 for NASCAR Authentics. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.